Right, it's Friday afternoon. I've just gotten off work. It's 5:15. Just got home, went up, picked my stuff, got down to the car, and now I'm heading over towards the other side of the city where I need to pick up a friend who's going to help me this evening and tomorrow. Tomorrow we're also going to have my cousin Jesper coming, and we will be demolishing the bathroom and we are going to start rebuilding the bathroom. So let's get going. And where are we going? We are indeed going to the house in question that we're seeing here, where we are renovating this apartment right here. Now, in this weekend we'll be tackling the downstairs bathroom, but we'll also be tackling some brickwork in the living room. So let's jump into Rune on the day when we had just landed. We've just landed. It's Friday evening and Sebastian's already getting cracking with the job. We're just demolishing the rest of the bathroom. We're a bit afraid of the water coming up, so we need to figure out how we are getting around that. We've got the water coming up to the sink, we've got the water coming up to the radiator, but we need to figure out how we can remove the floorboards so that we're not messing up any of the water. However, we'll be cracking on tonight and see how much we can get rid of, and then we're ready for Jesper to come arrive tomorrow and help us with the renovation of the bathroom. And this one behind me is very, very warm. Okay, it's 11:20 in the evening. My phone's already almost running out of battery, so this is going to be a very, very quick one. The tenant downstairs just came up and we noticed that he had some running water coming downstairs. Let me flick around the camera and show you where it is. As you can see here, this is the cold water that comes up for the sink, and we actually closed it off, but it hasn't been closed off properly. So it's a bit annoying, meaning that the water has been running down that pipe and into this pipe, which in theory shouldn't be an issue. But the issue is down here there's a hole in that pipe, so it runs down and then it runs over to the downstairs apartment, which is not good. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the old sink back on and close it off with, so that we can fix it tomorrow. It's quite late in the evening, we want to go home.
The next morning.
Alright, let's get shopping to fix the water leak. We have just landed here today. Again, this morning we were up here quite late yesterday because we had some issues with the water, and that came from the pipe that we have down here. And it seems that this copper pipe is a bit leaky, so what we did was that we just put on the old tap, but it still seems a bit wet. However, we cannot close the water of the tap on the supply because this, what do you call it? So, no clue. These valves, I think, are ones that you can open and close, but we've tried closing these ones, and the one for the hot water doesn't close off entirely, meaning that we have some issues with some water dripping. And actually yesterday it ended up in the apartment downstairs, which is not too good. So we need to figure out a solution to that. We've gone out and bought some supplies, and we've bought a lot, so we hope that we have every single fitting, because we didn't know what size it was, so we bought just every single one, and then we're going to return the ones that we don't need. And that's the thing, when you are renovating something and you've never tried it before, then you just gotta learn as you go along. We have our cousin Jesper, or my cousin Jesper, coming in a second, who's done a ton of bathrooms before, so he's going to come and help us in doing the renovation of the bathroom. And in the meantime, we are also going to demolish the kitchen. So I think we need to replace this kind of valve that you see out in the bathroom. And as you can see, it's completely, like, you can have a look straight through it now. But if I close it off, if it allows me to, the right way, there we go, then it actually closes the valve off, and that's what not cuts off all of the water supply. So that's the issue. So we need to have that replaced today. But I can hear my cousin Jesper's coming now, so we'll jump into meeting him. It's fantastic to have some proper tradesmen who knows their craft working their magic. And me, I do what I do best, which is putting other people at work, with Jesper fixing the walls and Sebastian demolishing the kitchen. Okay, quick disclaimer from the editing room. I'm not a plumber. like at all. And what you're about to see is a textbook example of why we have rules and regulations about water and supplies in Denmark, because yeah, we did it wrong. But hey, let's turn it into a quiz for the viewers, shall we? Question: when fitting a new ball valve to control the water flow in a pipe, how should you do it? Should you A, use the right size valve, wrap some tape on the threads, then screw it on, tight and straight, with the handle in the right spot? B, skip the tape, wrap a wrench, crank it like your life depends on it. If it leaks, just tighten it harder. Yeah, that's what we tried. It really did not work. Wouldn't recommend that option. Or should you go with C, forget the valve, just tape it up with duct tape and hope for the best? But I mean, water's flexible, isn't it? So, what's your answer? Drop it in the comments. And for us, we realized that we were way in over our heads. Luckily, my brother came to the rescue. He showed us how to do it the right way: proper threading, proper tightening, and no duct tape involved. Crisis averted, at least for now. Thanks to my brother, this plumbing crisis was averted, meaning that now we can turn to something that we know we cannot fuck up. So let's demolish the kitchen and rip up the rest of the floor in the bathroom. Again, I'm no plumber, but obviously answer A was the right one. So if you got that right, congrats to you. But do you know what? Let's just jump back to Rune from the day and have a quick recap of what just happened. As you can see, the kitchen's almost entirely stripped down as it is right now. We've gotten rid of the floor as well. I'm going to strip it all back, and I'm going to do that this weekend. Probably going to strip the wallpaper later today. However, if I jump out here, what the major issue was that this valve was not closed properly. So I have half a bucket of water right here. This is how much it generated over a couple of hours. And then we had a leak yesterday evening that ran downstairs. Very, very annoying. Actually, right now we have full speed on the water, on the taps, but I've closed off these valves that we've added onto it here. So I called my younger brother and he came and helped with it today. I'm not having the best day today, in honesty. I think it's a bit tough. So earlier today you could see Jesper coming in, and he's a bricklayer. So he came and mortared up these bricks that you see in the background here, and have given it a nice clean looking edge right there. I think today is a bit of a tough one, not because I don't think that we've made good progress this weekend so far. We really have. And I'm really grateful for my friends that are coming out and helping me, and also my family. We had a leak yesterday evening at 11:30 in the evening, and I was speaking to my dad about what we should do about it in the bathroom. And 10 minutes later, he was stood here with a solution. I'm getting so much help from my family and from my friends, which I'm very, very grateful for. And it's hard for me to sort of like be the project manager and do these videos and figure out what is the next step to be doing, because I've never renovated anything before. I've put up shelves. I've at one point fitted a dishwasher. It was actually with the help of my dad. So I haven't really done much in terms of doing all of this kind of renovation stuff. And I've been going for 2 months, and I know that I've made significant progress, and where we started to where we am today, I wouldn't have changed that for anything. But it's also a sacrifice every weekend, so you have to remember that these kind of things are coming in place. And I'm being brutally honest here. I think it's quite of a tough one right now. I've just sent Sebastian and my younger brother out, not because I don't want them to help. I'd love for them to stay and help me, but both of them had things to do, and I really respect that. Like, they're giving me a lot of their time. I have some elements where I will need some experts to come in. So I need a plumber to go and help me in the toilet. I need a carpenter to come and help me upstairs with the plasterboard, the fireproof plasterboard that I've mentioned a few times. So I've got some stumbling blocks in terms of what I can do, and it seems that every time I'm opening up something or breaking down something or demolishing something, it's just a can of worms that I'm opening up, and I really expected it to be a bit more easygoing in terms of just figuring out what to do, but I'm still very happy about the progress that we've made so far. I know that I'm going home to have dinner with my family at around 6-7ish, and then I'll come back and work in the evening. So what I want to do is I want to get as much demolishing I can get done in the kitchen sorted today, and I want to give this entire place a good clean. I bet most of it is going to be through a few time lapses coming on from now, so I hope that you enjoy watching these time lapses. It's not because I'm demotivated in any way. I think this entire build is very, very exciting, but I can feel that my capabilities or my experiences are really being challenged in terms of what we are to do and how I should progress with these. And I'm always joking when I'm speaking to my family and friends about this entire build that I can buy everything after I finish this renovation, because I'm going to be a jack of all trades that I've been involved in all these kind of different elements. So yeah, enough complaining. Now I need to start doing some work. So let's get going. This little piece of equipment, Sebastian and I decided to call the convincing hammer. And it is used for convincing things to do what we want. Right now, I'm going to convince that sink to come with me downstairs so I can have the entire room removed. Let's see if this little piece of equipment can help us out on that part. This is now my new and only friend after Sebastian left. Did the trick. Alright, on with the time lapse. First, we start removing the last bits of the kitchen. And then we remove all the trim. And finally, we get stuck in with removing the nasty and smoke-smelling wallpaper. That was quite hard to say, but you get the gist. I really hope that taking off this old wallpaper is as satisfying to watch as it is to do, because it's incredibly satisfying to do. I went out and bought a new wallpaper scraper. This one I reckon is 3 times the price. I was using another scraper for the living room. This sort of like the top piece that held the piece of blade in place kept falling off because it was something that you had to twist and turn. And what makes the big difference here with this one is that it's actually screwed in place where the other one was screwing into and then it was clipping it together. However, it's fairly simple, and I got like a trick, and he basically said you just need to go under it. So whenever you go under it, you can simply just pull upwards. If I go for a bit more, I can pull all the way up to where the ceiling is. It's just a matter of getting through it and pulling. It's really a simple task to do, in all fairness. I will keep on going with this one, do the rest of them, probably put it in a time lapse as of right now, and then I think we'll call it for the day. It's been a long one. The mood's a bit better now, so that's quite good, and I reckon tomorrow will be even better when I get energized and refreshed with energy. But yeah, need to have this one finished today, and then we can go home and call it a day. Look at that, ending on a high note. I bet you didn't expect that when you heard me complaining about a couple of minutes ago in the video. So if you like the video, click on the subscribe button, it comes up now, and stay tuned for the next one. I'm going to be posting a lot more often now during the summer here, so I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.